guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shari Flack, and this is all your celeb gossip. Make sure you hit that button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all the hot poppin' tea. Now today, well, it's still the same day. As you can see, I'm still in my outfit. Paint and play. I'm Alexa Bliss. We are going to do another story time, and we are going to talk about the time I went to school and the dorm was haunted. Yes, there's a haunted dorm, and it's still haunted today. So let's get into it. Okay, I went to this college. This was a all private school college, and to do the historical contents of this, it was a college that was another college way like years ago, and that college left to have a new location because it was haunted because the girl was bullied and was depressed, and she ends up to herself, right? She basically axed herself. She, you know, hung herself in her room, which is very sad. So after that, anyone that was on that floor in that dorm, it was just like they would do the same things that girl did. They're very depressed. They'll start drawing back from people, crying all the time. And then they would off themselves, which is crazy, horrible, and all true, which was crazy, horrible, and all true. So 7 years before I went to the school, so then the other school, hold on, let me back up. So the other school bought the school from that school thinking that it wasn't haunted, but it is. So 7 years before I actually went to the school, they opened up the floor in this dorm, and the floor was on the fifth floor. And on the fifth floor, it was like when you went up there, either by the elevator or the stairs. I don't even think the elevator stopped there. No, I remember the elevator never stopped there. You have to get off the elevator at the fourth floor and then walk up the steps to go to the fifth floor. And on this floor, if you went on this floor, it was just a long hallway. It looked like a normal dorm, but the building was actually a very old building that they tried to remake because downstairs was part of a cafe, so people didn't know that was haunted. Some people didn't know. People in the community used to come to the cafe and eat, but it was very eerie. It was just an eerie feeling, like very somber. It wasn't good. You could tell something was juju about it. But 7 years before that, they opened it up, and the same thing happened again when they closed it. So they had closed it. So when I got there, it wasn't open, but I believe this was my junior year. I don't think it was my senior yet. I think it was my junior year. I was a junior at this college, and they opened it up. And at first, I was going to go because, oh, this is the only building that has an elevator, and it'll be easy to move your stuff in and stuff like it because they have an elevator. But when they opened it up, my friend was like, no, we're not moving in there. You're going to stay in this house, and you're going to stay in this house. Like, she was an international house, which would used to be called French house, and I was in Spanish house. She's like, no, you're staying in Spanish house, and I'm going to stay in French house, and that's it. So that's what we did. And we have friends in that dorm. So we used to be in that dorm a lot. And it was in the cafe. So, and they had some good food. They had like the pretzel pepperoni stuff. It was good. But we had some friends, and they started saying like, yo, right? It looks kind of creepy. Like things are happening in the dorm again. And I was like, oh, really? They said, yeah. We getting freaked out. We about to move out. I was like, oh. And I was like, but y'all sure, or y'all just freaking yourself out? They said, no, Shari. No, this is true. They said, no, you gotta come up with us and you'll see stuff going on. So I said, okay. So they were doing like dorm tours at the time. At the time, this was like, what's it like? Maybe April, where you get to choose a new dorm. So they were like, we're gonna move, but you gotta come on this tour. So that was the only way you can get the door, unless you go with one of them. So you had to have a reason, but it would be a good reason to go on the floor and see what's going on. So we went on the tour, we went, and we were talking to other girls that I didn't know lived in the dorm. I was like, oh, hey, you live on the floor dorm? They was like, yeah. They were like, oh, yeah, they moved us down here because we used to hear this girl crying all night long and stuff. And then it was cold. And they were like, all kind of weird stuff, talking about the walls had water dripping down, like it was tears, all kind of weird stuff. And it wasn't raining outside. And I was like, yeah, whatever. But this is what we did, right? It was like, no, spend the night in the dorm. So we did. We signed up the form and we were like, okay, Megan, you stay here. Sherry gonna stay in this dorm. And we went to check it out. So when people were gone, we went to the 5th floor. And when you all like when you stepped on the 5th floor, it was so weird. Like you could feel like this cold air. And this is like April and it just started getting warm. Like there's no reason for it to be cold. So there was just this cold air and it was just like this icky feeling. And I'm a person like, I'm very in tune with the paranormal. Like I see people all the time. So I already know something's up. So I was like, yo, let's go. And it's like, no, just we want to see. It's like, okay. So we were walking around the floor and stuff. We were talking, fooling around. There was a new dance trend then, and we were trying to do the dance show. We were just fooling around, right? And then all of a sudden we hear somebody like, and I was like, yo, guys, stop playing. And they were like, no. I was done. And you can tell me I flew down them steps so fast. I was done. And we flew down, and then we had bumped into Ari, and Ari was like, "Were you on the 5th floor?" And I was like, "No, but something weird was happening." But whatever it was, because when we went down to, they were on the 2nd floor. So no, 3rd floor. So when we went down to the 3rd floor, like I don't know, it was some eerie, like something that followed us from the 5th floor to 3rd floor because things were happening. We were sitting in the girls' dorm room and we were looking across the room and something just fell over. And we're like, what? It was so weird. Like it was the weirdest thing. I was like, I know, like I was like, I'm out. I left that dorm. And it's so weird because this campus, you always see girls crying and you always see like it's just an eerie feeling when you walk on the campus, like you know it's haunted and you know there's spirits on there and you know like they're crying, their things like they ended up closing that dorm down because again somebody tried to take their life, but this time it didn't go as much they did it. So they reclosed the door down, and from what I know, the dorm hasn't been open since. But it's like these things are not to be played with. And I don't even know why they have the school open on that campus since it's haunted. Like it shouldn't be open or that dorm shouldn't be open. But yeah, because the girls on that floor were doing the same thing. They started drawing back, they started crying and being depressed. Like even I seen one of the girls and she was acting weird. And one of the girls tried to commit suicide. And yeah. But after they moved her from the door, she was like completely fine and back to normal. So they do keep that floor closed. I think I don't even think they keep that floor closed. I'm not even sure they even have the 4th floor open so you can walk up. I think it's just the ground floor, then the 2nd, the 3rd, and then they go up past the 4th and 5th, and it goes 6, 7, 8. Because it's a very tall building. I'm like this, like y'all can see me. It's like a very tall building. It's a very old, it's like a castle. But yeah. If you like my other spooky story, comment and like below, and I'll make this one part to give away too. And if you want me to do one more spooky story about me, the time that me and my family moved into a haunted place, or when we lived in a haunted place and I seen so many things, like I could tell you, or I could tell you recently, things like I see my pastor that passed. So anything you want to know, like spooky, scary, let me know. Comment below. I'll make this a giveaway too. Do you think the school should be closed? I'll give you some questions. Do you think the school be closed? Do you really think it was haunted? Yeah. Thanks, guys. And I'll see you later. I gotta go eat my pizza and watch some scary movies. And you should too. And comment below. Let me know what scary movies you're watching. Let me know if Disney, I'm on it and I'll be watching it too. Thanks, guys. Bye.